We'll get to you in a second. We got a couple more upstairs. Go ahead.
Holly Blake with Motor Racing Digest. Kyle, can you talk about the beginning of the race there when you and Kurt were running side by side, several laps actually, right next to each other, and how that felt? And then I think you prevailed over him. But can you talk about that for a minute?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, there at the start of the race, I started on the pole outside the front row, and then the 42 was on my inside, and Kurt started third. But Kurt got a good jump on the start there, and got underneath me coming through turns 3 and 4. I was a little bit tight to begin with this evening, and just got a good run on me. Led the first lap to the first 30 laps till we got through the pit stops and everything. And then it was a race from there. We started running together again, and I think I got by him and then took off and kind of led much of the rest of the race. But it was fun being able to race with him and having him stay up there all night and have those guys. I don't know where they finished, so I couldn't tell you if they finished well, but it would have been cool for him and I to race each other out like myself and Jimmy Johnson. But all in all, it was fun in the beginning, and it was good that we were able to win.
Lee Spencer, Fox Sports. I have two questions for you. One, you said way to go, Ruderman at the end. Were you, given your history, were you kind of surprised that he almost even blocked Jimmy, to get you to give you the lead? And finally, 199 wins. Has that even began to sink in what that means? What kind of accomplishment that is for a 26-year-old?
No, it was just, it was way to go, Ruderman, just, being able to come home second and bring a Camry home in first and second place tonight and beat Jimmy. He did help hold up Jimmy a little bit there through the last turn in order to just kind of solidify our win a little bit more, but also to get himself a good finish. Those guys deserve it. They've been working hard, and maybe haven't been running as well as they would have liked to this year, but Dave works really, really well with their crew chief, and Rudem and I have squared everything away, so we're all good there and talked quite a bit. So that was really good for those guys. 199, it's or 199. I wish I was 199.
99.
99.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
I am. I'm sorry. 99 is certainly cool. It's definitely one of my goals. Whether it's an important one or not. To me, it's something that I want to do. It's something that Dave's passionate about and helping me do. Joe Gibbs and all the Joe Gibbs Racing as well. So we're working as hard as we can to get as many as we can, whether it's Sprint Cup, Nationwide, or Camping World Trucks, but it certainly makes it seem and feel a lot better when there's Sprint Cup wins.
Go ahead, sir.
Wade Bell, Clarion News. Kyle, after you got by Kurt, you just seemed to get stronger as the race went on. How confident were you that you had the car to beat tonight?
I was pretty confident that we were the car to beat. Whether you stayed a car to beat is the next question, because how long this race is, how you change from daytime to twilight into nighttime. Track goes through a lot of different changes, so Dave had to do a lot of thinking on his own that, I was telling him the car is good, but he would still make a change knowing what the track's going to do. That's just experience and knowing this racetrack pretty well. So for us, it worked well. We kept up with it. We stayed up front all the night and made it seem easy, but certainly it wasn't. And there at the end, there was a couple tense moments, but we prevailed.
Go ahead, press box.
Yeah, Nate Ryan, USA Diggin'. For Kyle or Dave, you guys take the points lead tonight, which I know doesn't mean a whole heck of a lot at this point in the season, but this is a mile-and-a-half track. That's the bread and butter of the schedule. It often determines championship contenders, and you guys did really well here tonight. Do you take any confidence out of this, knowing that going forward, you guys may be a car to be reckoned with come the chase?
Sure. That's something that Dave and I have talked about and looked at, and know that we need to get better at our mile-and-a-half program. The 11 was certainly really good at it last year, and we've been looking a lot at their stuff and trying to figure out why and what we were doing differently that we could do better and to run up front with those guys. So we had it here tonight, certainly. It was really good to figure this place out in Kentucky. But, the next steps are, of course, going to be the chase races that are the mile-and-a-halfs, like the Chicagos and Texas. I don't even know what else. Charlotte's in there. Homestead's in there. So, those places we've run well at in the past, but maybe not on a consistent basis. So it would certainly be nice to know that we're figuring things out.
Okay, back downstairs. Any other questions? Got two right over here, Pat.
This is more for Kyle. Adam Niemeyer from Fox in Cincinnati. I know you want to win next week, or maybe at ORP if you're running there. But how cool would it be if you could get win 100 at the Brickyard, since you haven't won there?
Where are we at next week? Loudon? I'm hoping it comes at Loudon. Sorry. But, certainly whenever the next one is, I'll be cherishing it just as much as I did the last one, So to me, I don't want to wait that long for win 100. So, hopefully we get the opportunity to run up front again and have a chance to win some other races before we get to the Brickyard. Brickyard's still a little ways off, so maybe we can talk about 104 or something by then.
Go ahead, sir.
Question for Kyle. Not a lot of passing tonight behind you. That being said, compared to other tracks you visited this season, how important was track position tonight?
Yeah, certainly. It's an important racetrack to have track position to start up front. There was a few cars that came from the back up to the middle part, and a couple guys from the middle that maybe moved up to the top 8 or something like that. But up front, it seems like it's a lot harder to pass. There was times where I was gaining on the 2 would get out on me, and then I would kind of gain on them once we got to traffic. I felt like my car was better in traffic, but this place is so wide, and you carry so much momentum, and you're on the throttle for so long that there's really not much time for you to gain on the next guy in front of you, and the track was roughly 2.5 lanes wide, running on the bottom there, bottom 2.5 lanes, because the top was a little slick, the whatever grind they did up top seemed to hurt it, I think, rather than help it. But we'll see what transpires here. I've heard rumors of repaving this place, so hopefully they ask us before they do it.
Go ahead.
Brad Stevens, Oldham Mayor. I guess this is for you, Coach Gibbs. You've been in the sport. You've seen some other inaugural races. With a sellout like this, 107,000 people, if that continues down the road here at Kentucky, do you see this becoming kind of one of the more marquee events on the schedule?
I think I look at all of them as marquee event from the standpoint this area. You're coming to it for the first time. I remember the very first time we came here racing nationwide. I think it's an exciting area. I think being this, I look at all of America is kind of our playground, and I think this place is special and different. And I don't look at any one particular place. Obviously, we start with Daytona. That's a huge deal for us. But I look at all the other parts of the country as it's unique, getting a chance to go there and display our sport and getting a chance to be a part of that culture and that community. Touring the race shops in Charlotte. We chart where the people are from. They're from all over, and we appreciate that. So I look at each one of them as special and different.
Any other questions? Okay, congratulations to Kyle, to Dave, and Coach Gibbs on tonight's inaugural win at the Quaker State 400.